In the previous video, a man from Duna's past came to visit the house where she and Wonjun were spending time together. As soon as the girl saw him, she let go of her boyfriend's hand and didn't even look back. I'm Nina, and in today's recap we will watch Duna. Duna got into the man's car, and Wonjun was left processing what was happening. In the next scene, we see the girl in the vehicle, and we discover that he is like Duna's manager. The man brings up the subject of her resuming her career before too much time passes and her fans start to forget about her. Duna is still very upset about the way the man left her alone in that house after she decided to take a break from her career, and then starts having an anxiety attack, asking him to stop the car. When the man didn't listen to her, the girl got out of the moving vehicle, and the two argued in the middle of the road. Duna talks about how he knew she liked him, and so he took advantage of her feelings to manipulate her. The man disagrees and says that it wasn't like that. If she really loved him, she wouldn't have ruined the group and made them lose their livelihood. We return to Wonjun, and we see that the boy, despite having been changed, continues waiting for his beloved to return to the house and calling her. However, the girl ignores his calls, and soon after, Wonjun receives a call from his girlfriend's mother. Meanwhile, Duna had to make a stop at a hospital to immobilize one of her feet. The girl appears to have sprained it when she got out of the moving vehicle. After being attended to, the businessman threatened Duna that if she doesn't return to the stage now, she will never see him again. And the answer she receives next is unexpected for him. Duna says that before, she would do everything to make sure those words weren't fulfilled, but today, she doesn't care anymore. In the next scene, it is shown that Wonjun is helping his sister in the hospital. His mother's call was to inform him about the little girl's condition, and he did not hesitate to go and see her, as he knows how much she suffers from this disease. Duna returned home from the hospital, where she thought her boyfriend would be, but discovered the boy had already left. The next day, Ira Choi called Jong-hun to help her with a project she was putting together at college for her fashion course. The boy who has a crush on her accepts, and when he puts on the outfit that Ira Choi is putting together, he realizes that the girl is no longer in the room. Hearing screams of people arguing, he decides to go back to see what's going on and discovers that Ira Choi's ex is bothering her to come back. The girl suffered a lot for him, even more so after seeing him make out with several girls at college. Then Jong-hun arrives, calling her cute and pretending to be dating her, and then the boy kicks his ex out of the place. And so, Ira Choi, who already had a crush on him too, ended up having his feelings tripled. Now we see Wonjun arriving home, and right away he comes across Duna outside, who talks to him about traveling together as if nothing had happened. It was a matter of time before the two started arguing, even more so after the girl told him to ask her whatever she wanted, like what Duna must have done with the man. Wonjun can't believe that she doesn't recognize that she should apologize to him, so he turns his back on her and goes up to her room. On the way, the boy tells one of his classmates who was in the room that he will be moving out before winter break. At night, Duna meets one of the members of her old group in a coffee shop. In the middle of the conversation, the girl says that for a while she discovered that she hated Duna because she wanted to be like her and have her talent, but that was a camouflage to not admit that she hated herself. And that he believed her when she left the group, claiming that she couldn't sing anymore, because if that hadn't happened to Duna, it would certainly happen to her. Then her ex-colleague makes it clear that she understands her, and the two have a pleasant meeting. Wonjun also found a friend, just by chance. Jinju went to get her things that she had left at work, and since it was the boy who was closing the store, the two ended up talking. Jinju brings up the subject of having left the group because she didn't feel good seeing Duna and her lover together, but that she really likes them and hopes that one day she will be able to get back together with everyone. The girl also says that when she sees him with Duna, she realizes that he has changed, but in a good way. Later, Duna goes up to Wonjun's room to question him about why he told others he was moving out. And in the end, the conversation led to him asking why he had done what he had done, and he left him that day to go with the man. Duna is sincere and says that she acted that way because she didn't know that the person she was afraid of losing was him. And she is still learning about her feelings, so she asks Wonjun to take it easy. And the boy declares to his beloved that, despite her having caused several bad feelings within him, this has awakened an even greater desire to win her heart. At Wonjun's request, Duna apologizes and says that she loves him. And then they kiss. The next few days are good for the couple, so much so that Wonjun even buys a ring. One night, the two go to watch a small show, and Wonjun needs to go out for a while to answer a call from his mother, who was making contact to tell him that his sister is going to undergo surgery. When the boy returns to the performance, he comes across Duna on the stage. His beloved was invited by the vocalist to sing a song. Meanwhile, Ira Choi is drinking with her friends, and after the girl passes out at the bar table, they take Ira Choi's cell phone and send messages to all the guys, telling them that she needs help getting home in order to find her a boyfriend. Whoever appears at the end is a person they hadn't imagined. Jong-hun appears and carries her on his back, very close to the residence where they live. At one point, the two almost kiss, but the boy gives up because his friend is drunk, so he believes it is better to stop when she is 100% sane about her actions. However, Ira Choi says that this moment of their almost kiss sobered her up, so Jong-hun gives her a little kiss and then heads inside the house. But Ira Choi goes after the boy. A little kiss is not enough for her, especially given the huge crush she developed on him, and the two end up getting really involved. Wonjun and Duna end up taking a trip to the beach, and there the boy encourages his beloved to return to the stage if that's something she wants. Afterwards, the two spend a few days away from each other because of Wonjun's sister's condition, and in the meantime, Duna receives a letter warning that she is being sued for unilateral breach of contract for having performed that day. Then Duna's manager comes to visit her, and the only way to stop this process from dragging on and ruining the former star's image will be for her to return to the stage immediately. But for that to happen, she will have to break up with Wonjun, as the media and everyone in this business will fall all over him. In the next scene, we see that, as her beloved hasn't returned yet, Duna went to visit Jinju and confesses to having missed her. Now, when Wonjun comes home and sleeps downstairs with Duna, he notices that she is no longer wearing her ring and that in the girl's trash there are the cigarettes that her manager uses. So the boy decides to go after the man and asks him to leave her alone. However, after hearing the businessmen say that the profit they can make with Duna is great, it means that the chance of loss is 3 times greater, and with her return, neither the company nor anyone involved in her career will be able to afford it. The luxury of taking the risk of a relationship. And he adds a question for Wonjun about who he really believes he should leave her. In the next scene, we see a meeting between Duna, her manager, and the record company. The man explains to the woman from the record company that the star wants to have more autonomy in her work, and so they prepare the debut of a solo career. We then see that the girl has moved to a bigger and better place. Her manager took her cell phone, which means that she will not have contact with the people she created relationships with during her break time, and Duna tells the man that this will work once she finally figured out what she wanted to do to be happy, and she really is now. After some time, Wonjun meets Duna one day, and until that moment, he had not seen her or had any news other than what was on the internet about her. The two go to dinner, and Duna reveals that she has restricted access to her phone, and even reaching it today was difficult as there is a security guard who accompanies her everywhere, even at the bathroom door. The girl feels that the record company is afraid that she will run away or mess things up like last time. Wonjun tells him that she will serve in the army, and Duna explains that she just needs to establish her career before she can get involved with him again. It will only take 2 years. But Wonjun tells her that she doesn't need to worry about him, and she decides that she wants to end their relationship. Duna is upset with his decision and reveals that when she decided to return to the stage, she told her manager that she would continue with Wonjun, but now the boy is not fulfilling what he promised her and is dismissing her. After that day, Duna's career never stopped taking off, and Wonjun served his time in the army. The boy is now sleeping at Ira Choi and Jong-hun's house, who never separated after that kiss, and working at the place his best friend manages. One night, they receive a surprise from Jinju, who tells them about what it was like for her when she lived in the USA and Brazil. and the group meets again in the house where they used to live. They took the opportunity to have one last meeting there, as the owner will renovate it and pass it on to her son. At the end of the night, after putting his friends in a taxi, the boy goes back to get the coat he forgot at the residence and ends up finding Duna there. The two go out for drinks together, but only talk. The next day, Duna cried, became depressed after the encounter she had with her lover, and decided to go after him. The girl tells Wonjun that thanks to him, she is alive and happy today because, at the time they became friends, she didn't need much for her to do something stupid to herself. That's why the boy means so much to her, and now that things are better, that Duna likes herself, the things she does, and that they can be together, he keeps doing himself. Wonjun apologizes for having hesitated with his loved one and says he regrets that every day, but asks her to leave him alone now. However, the two already have tears running down their faces and hug each other, saying how much they miss each other. What did you think of these episodes? I hope you enjoyed the summary. Leave your suggestions in the comments and subscribe. If you liked the video, like and share to help me. Until next time.